What's up, guys? It is September, I believe, the 18th. It's about 7 o'clock at night, and currently headed to the shop to try to get this car ready for Eldora. So I'll put a couple clips together of some stuff we're doing. It's kind of like an Eldora update or a preparation video. So stay tuned, enjoy. Should be some just like some time-lapse stuff, things like that. So right here, basically, I've pulled all the plugs. I'm putting the plugs back in, checking over plugs, nozzles, fuel. Same thing on the right side of the engines, plugs, nozzles, and fuel. Now we're over to the rear arms and the bird cages. I had taken off the cages, checked the bearings, checked the grease, cleaned them. Now I'm tightening the bolt that goes in the clevis. It's a clevis bolt that we run grease on, and it has like a set Allen. Here I'm hooking up the Jacob's ladder, making sure that it's free. It's like a panhard bar on a late model or modified. That's what controls the left or right side movement. So here, rehooking back up the mag box. It's got two Zeus buttons that plug it in. We take it out to wash the car just to protect it. Now that all the electrics hooked back up, I switch over to the left rear bird cage and left rear arm. After I've put my designated arms in the car, I'm hooking the bar up. The heim goes to where the clevis bolt runs through, again with the Allen set screw. And then here I'm checking the torsion stop. That is the torsion stop for the right rear, setting it, and then later we'll come back and torque these as well to designated foot-pounds. This is how you set your rate in your bar. Here, coming back with a torque wrench, tightening up the left side torsion stop, and then later I'll actually run torsion stop protectors through here too. That way the torsion bar can't slide out, get hooked into the wheel, cause the car to make a veer right or left out of the track. Right here, that is the torsion stop for the right front. They're on the opposite sides. Back over here with the torque wrench, setting everything to spec. Every race we try to take the torque tube and drive line apart in these cars because they run so many miles with so many RPMs. Checking rear brake pads, the designated Willwood style we run. I'll let you guess on that. I clean them off and open them back up and then put them back in. Next, putting my Butler belt seat back in the car. I take the seat out every time to wash it. It just makes everything a lot easier to clean these cars, and it's only 4 bolts. That's the nice thing about an open wheel car. You can see I got my designated new safety bars in from DRC. Putting the bottom bolts in here, and then after that I'll just get them snug, and then I'll put my rear bolts or my top bolts back in with my Tie 22 mounting plate. Sometimes these top bolts are a little bit tricky getting in. You just gotta finesse them. Every race, I pull all 4 corners, shocks off, I clean them, I inspect them, I check gas pressure in them, I check my Heims, and then when I'm done, I'll hook them back up to my to my Smith titanium spuds, to where we'll hook these back up. Makes it easier to get them on and off the race car. I also run super shocks. Firm believer in these shocks. I think every shock can be manipulated the way you want. I like the service that Brian and Tyler provide at Super Shocks. You guys do a really good job. So tightening them back up, getting everything set to where it needs to be, get my bottom nut set, and then we'll move on to the next process. Every race, Silver Crown race at least, I will check over my steering wheel, the hub, grease everything, because we race on really sandy dirt mile tracks and half miles, and it really wears and tears on a lot of the components. Just checking the steering here, looking at the steering arm, looking at my brake line. Back to the left rear shock, same thing. And over here, final process is getting the stacks hooked back up. They have Allen set screws on them, running those in there now, talking to Bill about some kind of life event, and getting these all set. We run a right front brake for the mile tracks. Since we're going to Eldora back on a half mile, let's take this thing off immediately and never put this thing back on. I don't like right front brakes, as if you can tell from the voice. So here's a quick time lapse. The fun part now for Bill is always putting the body panels on the car. Him and I, at this point, we're burning up the midnight oil, trying to get this on so we can close out the night. I got to thank my trusty friend Bill. He's always there with me on Thursday nights to help me do these things and have all kinds of good conversations. So thank you, Bill. All right, guys. As you can see, there was a lot of work to be done tonight. We got most of it done. Still probably a whole nother day of work, and then a whole nother 5-6 hours worth of trailer work, organizing rugs, cleaning the rugs. Sorry, I'm not speaking clearly. Cleaning the rugs, lift gate clean, servicing the trailer, servicing the truck. There's a lot of things to do. So we're closer. Hopefully we'll pull out either tomorrow night or Friday morning for Eldora.